Ali, what can you please continue?
Yeah, I mean, I was saying once once amount is deposited, like under the processing, then a customer will get a notification that a confirmation notification customer will get. And after that, whatever the process happens, then customer will get an alert. I mean, what I would think. So this will
So you're saying
enable.
for submission confirmation, is they're going to get an alert? That's one. That's the first time they're going to get, right?
Yes.
Okay, submission confirmation. Next is
That could be validation confirmation.
after reprocessing, right? After okay, so they're going to say after successful transactions. Or we can have like if it is rejected also, both scenarios. We are going to send them an email, right? So these are the two times we are going to send an email. Okay, but in order to send an email, what are the mandatory things that we need? That's my question.
Email address.
Valid email address.
Yeah, that's one thing, correct. So you need to have a valid email address. And then let's say you're having a bounce back. How do you validate email address?
We might need a phone number as well.
Verify it
we
with
also
the
send
registered email
SMS.
address.
What is that? What did
We
you
just
say?
we just verify it with the registered email ID.
Whatever
his
the
account.
registration, right? That's what we can do.
Yeah, in his account, yes.
See, I have worked in an electronic notification project, and I will tell you, from front end, they will like mostly they cannot validate whether it's a proper Gmail or not. They cannot validate. What they will do is whatever you're going to like, the customer is going to submit at gmail.com, whatever it is, it will accept. Front end, it will accept. And bounce back will happen when we use a technique called, have you heard about Kafka? For
Yes,
email.
yeah.
Have you heard about it, Sai?
Yes. I think I heard it as a part of big data.
So do you know what they know, what they do?
I don't know actually, so I just heard about it.
Okay. So there is something called Kafka process. So I'll tell you internally in back and how we send electronic notification. Okay, from here, okay, let me show.
I mean, as far as I've seen this mobile banking application, there are three types of notifications we get. First is in-app notification, other one is email, and then SMS.
So that is different, no? So it's not the same process. For email, it's a different process. For phone, it's a different process. And then what's another one you said?
In-app notification.
In-app.
I mean, application itself generates.
Application itself, they get in the phone, correct? Got it. So. So let me talk about digital services. So there are three type of electronic like notifications. As you said, we can send. One is through email that they are having. We have to send it to the actual email ID. Okay, that is one type of notification. Then we are going to like send a text message to their phone number. That is a different type of notification. Then as you told, like we are sending alerts. to the actually from the app itself, like we will get an alert. Okay, so that is like a separate notification. It's not going to your Gmail or email. It is actually like sent from the app itself. Okay, there are 3 different types of electronic notifications. But for banks, usually you have to send it to their email. That's like a state mandate. You have to like inform them through email. That's like in the US, that's a state mandate. Whenever there is anything happening in that, if they opt in means if they want electronic notification, if they opt in, then we are going to like send them an alert. If they opt out, then we are not sending. If let's say that the user is saying, I don't want any notification, just print and send it to me in paper. So this opt-in opt-out process, you need to know, you have to get a consent from them, right? Opt-in, opt-out. So opt-out means I don't want any notification. Please don't disturb me. That is opt-out. Opt-in means I want electronic. So if the customer opt-ins for electronic notification, only then you're going to send an email. If they opt out, even though they have a valid Gmail, but their preferences, we call it as preference. Okay. And we can check the preference through an API from our database. Okay. So if their preference is, I don't want any kind of notification, I just want only the print mail. Okay. So then in that case, even though they have a valid Gmail, we are not supposed to send an electronic notification. So how do we like confirm whether this person is opted in or opted out? So that's when like you have to tell the developer that they have to check in the database. So through an API call, we call it as a preference API. So for electronic notification, please validate preference API in the backend. And for only member who are opted in, if the indicator is yes, then send them an email. Okay. If the indicator is no, means they have not opted, right? For those people, we are not going to send. So even for people that whom we are going to send, if there is a bounce back, let's say that there is a bounce back, like we tried sending an email, but for us it's coming as like invalid, or it can be sometimes like completely the email box can be full also. Sometimes we get a bounce back. So bounce back scenarios, there are a number of bounce back scenarios. So when we get a bounce back, then a default is rerouted to printing. Okay, so this confirmation and all your business owner only has to give you. You're not like assuming things, right? So what you're going to say it as, you have to ask the business owner. See, for electronic notifications, we are going to do 2 type of validation. First is like they need to have a valid Gmail, and valid in the sense we cannot actually validate the Gmail. Some kind of email needs to be there. Email needs to be there in the in their information table. So that is there. Then in the backend, when we send the notification, we want to know whether that customer is opted in or opted out. If the indicator is yes, only then we are going to send an email. So if the indicator is no, then we are not sending it. So in case if that is a bounce back scenario, or if the member is opted out, the default is print. Print, we have to send it. There is no like, if they go paperless, then it means that they're opting in for electronic. We have a paperless, like you see here, we have an option to become paperless. Go paperless. So if you go paperless, actually you are like, actually you will be receiving all the notifications, right? So they have to opt in for this. Okay, so if unless they didn't go paperless, like you are not going to, you keep sending them all this paper documents. Any doubts on this paperless opt-in, opt-out? What is when we opt in, opt out? What are the validations we have to do? If there is a bounce back scenario, what is the default method? And if the preference is not email, if it's phone, then we are going to send only text, not email. So there in the database, right, we'll have a preference table. So our developer, right, for this electronic notification, they have to call this API, preference API, get the information from the table, and they will be like coding accordingly so that we get correct notifications to the members. Is this complicating?
No, it's just that like maybe they can opt in and opt out for the email notification, but in-app notification is by default, right? They cannot do anything there. The users can they
For alerts?
for application alerts?
Check whether they are able to. Yeah.
Okay, so basically, if they want to turn on the alerts in application, they have to turn that feature on from settings.
Correct. That's what they're saying here.
Oh.
They're going to turn it on. Otherwise, they won't be able to receive it. Go to alerts, set up alerts. Got it? So if they don't turn on, I think they won't be able to get that. This one. So for mobile banking, you have to go to alerts, set up alerts, go to settings. If there are additional, you're going to turn on notifications. Only then you're going to receive it. Otherwise, you're not going to receive it. So for that is there. For alerts, I mean, customer also, they have to turn something. But for sending email notifications, we have to get consent from them. I think they.
Please, sorry, ma.
Yes, Abby.
In terms of the email notification, I thought it's supposed to be in 3 formats. It's supposed to have a pending included, pending transaction, because there are times when this their server goes down or something. So how are they going to communicate? So I feel there should be something like pending for the email.
Yeah, that is also
The
there we
email
have. Yeah,
not.
yes, that's totally possible. You're saying like we from our system we are sending email, but it's not reaching them, right?
Yes, that is.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is maybe from their own server is down and they can't connect the scanning and all. They are supposed to send it pending, that your transaction is pending, maybe due to some server problem or network problem. I don't know how they use their terminology.
No, we are not sending those kind of, usually like we have any issue, all that for those kind, we are not sending an email. Usually in the website it will be available. So for example, something we are working currently, the system is down, we'll add a notification here. We are not sending like mass broadcast to members, right? Unless it's like heavy impact, if all the users are impacted, then you're going to send a broadcast message. But like if your something is down for 1 or 2 hours, we are not going to send to all the members. What we will do is like we will add it in the website. Currently we are working on this issue. The estimated timeline to solve this issue is next 4 hours, please come back, like that we will add it in the website.
During that time, I have experienced
Okay,
this.
you lock
During
the
that time,
website. Okay.
Right, we will lock it
mm,
here. We won't be
oh,
sending broadcasts, but broadcasts can be sent. For example, we had an issue like last month. No, what's that issue? Where the flights were blocked. I forgot that. You remember there was Microsoft, there was an issue, then all the flights were.
Yeah, it happened recently.
Yeah, I forgot that incident name. Yeah, for those kind of like impact, heavy impact all over the globe, yes, we have to send broadcast messages. But you know that the system is impacted only for like 2 to 3. We are going to add like some kind of message here. We are currently working on the issue. Please come back again.
So when that happens, like if let's say bank portal is under maintenance and try to scan the check, the message it gives, it goes through OCR, but then at the time of deposit, it gives you a message, unable to deposit, please try again later. That's the message we get.
Ideally, a case should not be created, but if it's creating a case, then
No, it goes to OCR, it scans the check, and
yeah. But
then
are you
when
like getting a case ID? When if only if you get a case ID means it's submitted in Pega.
no, I mean that I'm not sure if I get a case ID because it's simply like as a user, I just scan the check, then the money get deposited. It asks me which account that I want to put in, and then it gets it shows that money is deposited, and then I get a message. But during these maintenance hours, just throws an error like
Yeah,
unable
it
to
has to
deposit.
throw.
Please.
It should not create a case. That's what I'm talking. Should ask you to come back again and scan, right?
Yeah,
Mm. You got it? So it should not create a case because then we are having a conflict there. So when something is under maintenance, it should not create a case. Ideally, it should not create a case for you. Then because you're going to come back, it's going to get a duplicate one. So it should throw you an error saying that please come back and reprocess the check. You got it, Ali? How do you
yeah.
know a valid case is created? Depending up in Pega system, we identify when a case ID. That's a random. That's a given. When they submit through an API, we get the information. Everything is valid. A case is created. We are sending the customer. Please, like this is the case number. Then please, if you have anything, like please click on this, and we send them an email notification. That's a happy path. During any of these process, something is not happening. If there is no case created, then we don't have that data in our system and the customer has to reprocess it again. Okay, I think we are good for this week. So we will keep trying to like write the BRD in detail from Monday. And then Sanjana, all the best. Send me an email.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. Do you want I mean other people who are in this call, like do you want to motivate them, tell them like how long you've been waiting, what's the struggle you have faced?
I
Because
Yes,
think
yes, we want to
here
know.
here there are senior most people than me.
no, but you can share your experience, right? Because they are also like you, they've been waiting for a long time. So how did you, I know, I mean, like I mean, like in the last project also, it was not a very good experience for you, right? So,
Yes, yes.
so what are the lessons learned and like in this new job, what do you want to do?
First of all, I want to make a project should be clearly understand and it is like creating a BRD. Before creating a BRD, we need to analyze. We need to do research. It is like doing research. More and more will give you more information, and uh, that will be. It is like. Um, uh, it is like that will give you accurate data that we are keeping in a BRD.
Correct. And I have told
Yeah,
you how to deal with your peers, okay? Your boss,
yeah, yeah,
your peers,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
very
yeah,
important,
yeah,
right? This
yeah,
time you're
yeah,
going to
yeah.
make sure
Yes,
that you don't ask them silly questions, you don't embarrass yourself, and then you need to like observe people's behaviors. You don't know their intentions, so you have to be very careful first 3 months.
yeah.
Okay, sounds good. All
Okay,
the
ma'am.
best, Sanjana. And everybody have a happy
Yeah.
weekend, and I will see you guys on Monday.
Thank you,
Thank you.
thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Bye.